TGIF. How are you? Hope you're recovering from yesterday's hot weather. My goodness.
It was a scorcher, not only in Albuquerque, which we were only 2 degrees shy of our all-time record high here in the city, but
crazy.
It was outrageously hot across the entire state. 101 in Cortez, 101 also for Farmington. Take a look at the northern mountains. Even Taos made it up to 97 degrees yesterday afternoon, 94 in Alamosa, 96 in Durango and Los Alamos, and the heat just got even higher as you got into the eastern and southern part of the state. 109 in Tucumcari, also for Socorro, some of the hottest temperatures we've seen across the state yesterday. 108 in Roswell and Carlsbad. Deming and TRC both up to 107. Alamogordo up to 106 degrees. And we are going to look at triple-digit heat once again today, but thankfully it will not be quite as hot as what we dealt with yesterday. Now, the story in the Albuquerque metro area this morning is our camera shaking around, and that is, of course, due to the East Canyon winds that we dealt with through the overnight hours and we continue to deal with this morning. Winds are sustained up to 43 miles per hour at the Sunport. Temperatures are rather warm due in part to the winds. When you get all that mixing in the atmosphere due to the wind, it's hard to get those temperatures to cool down overnight, and that's what we saw tonight was those temperatures staying in the low 80s, and it will continue to warm up from here as the sun is now starting to come up across the state. We're looking at temperatures into the 70s where we're not dealing with as much wind. 70 degrees in Taos, only 63 in Las Vegas, 65 in Raton. Down to the south, it's still warm here, and it's going to be hot again this afternoon. 79 in Roswell, 80 in Carlsbad, and 79 currently in TRC. Wind gusts really confined to those areas that are dealing with the East Canyon winds. Santa Fe even getting a bit of an East Canyon wind at a 24 mile per hour wind gust, but Albuquerque seeing most of the wind at 49 mile per hour wind gusts. But the good news is once we start to get into the next couple of hours, now that the sun's starting to come up, those winds will start to come down. Those winds due in part to some storm and shower activity that we had across the eastern part of the state through the overnight. Those storms producing quite a bit of wind, and that wind has pushed through the canyon and led to the winds we're dealing with now in the metro. But again, those winds start to come down into the next couple of hours, and by the afternoon we are looking for another hot day on the way. The eastern part of the state will be favored once again to get a couple of showers and storms through the afternoon as we continue to work in a little bit of moisture. High pressure continues to move away from the state, and that is going to help keep the temperatures going on the downward trend through the weekend and into early next week as we continue to expand that storm activity. And we're looking for a decent shot of getting wetting rains by the time we reach early next week. Certainly some good news across the state because we could certainly use more shower activity, and some cooler temperatures would be nice as well. Over southern Colorado into the 90s this afternoon, spot storms will be possible. Then more sunshine by early next week with temperatures back into the upper 80s. Over the northwest, mostly sunny and hot again, up to 102 in Farmington, continuing to be hot for Saturday, but eventually we're back into the mid 90s by the start of next week. Over the southwest, triple-digit heat once again this afternoon. Silver City into the mid 90s, but by the early part of next week, we're looking at more showers and storms and temperatures back into the mid to upper 80s for afternoon highs. Over the southeast, triple-digit heat here as well. Storms will be possible, but better chances by early next week as temperatures drop to around 90 degrees. Over the northeast, partly sunny, spot storms, highs into the upper 90s to low hundreds. We're back into the upper 70s in Las Vegas by the start of next week. Over the northern mountains, partly cloudy with a storm possible. Better chances early next week as afternoon highs drop to the low 80s. East mountains, storms will be possible, highs into the mid to upper 90s. We could even see a stray storm in the metro, but we'll definitely see better chances toward the beginning of next week as afternoon highs eventually drop back into the upper 80s. It's definitely going to be feeling a lot better by next week. Just got to get through the next couple of days.
All right, we'll be ready for that, I guess. We have no
Thank you, John.
choice.